Hello, today I'm talking about my favorite knitting books. First up, Knitting in Plain English, full of knitting tips. It's a really great book. It has illustrations and lots of text. Next up, a knitting encyclopedia in French. With lots of pictures and explanations. It's a great book. Then a book that's been translated out of French. The series is Montreal. This is in Dutch. This is how I learned in the 70s. And look, I found the identical book in French. And as you can see, it has even more tips and hints. Great books to have around. The last one is from Burda. This is a Dutch translation. It also has plenty of photos and text and explanations, some graphs. The next section is about simple knitting and a collection of patterns and mix and match, design your own. Knitting patterns for dummies. With great little projects for the home and tips on how to do things. It has photos, it has text, it has projects. Here's a project photo page. So that's knitting patterns for dummies. Next up, teach yourself visually knitting by Sharon Turner. With each project, it's giving you different possibilities to finish. It's a great book to learn knitting. Then another Dutch translation, a book that was given to me by my parents when I was pregnant many years ago. Knitting for Baby, translated from Danish, I think. Great picture on the inside. Beautiful photos. And explanations on how to do things. Another Nordic book by Vibeke Lind. This is Scandinavian knitting. See if I can find the shawl that I was talking about in another. Yes, here it is. Sorry. These shawls I started with one little stitch in the center, and then you repeat the same increase row which is make one in the last stitch. And once more, the Mason-Dixon book with very colorful projects for the home and for yourself. Look at this, a bath mat. That's great. So this is my section on my favorite knitting books in English and French and Dutch, and translated from German and from the Nordic languages, Scandinavian languages. And find your inspiration where you can grab it in books. Browse secondhand bookstores. People give away knitting books. Go to your bookstore, look online and see what you can buy online. Things that explain to you how to do things well. That's it. This is Colette van Haren. Happy knitting, everyone. Bye.